What's up, guys? I want to talk to you about finding your why. So have you ever tried to do something, but for whatever reason, it was just hard for you to do? I experience that all the time. And the reason I feel like I experience that is because my why at times is just not strong enough. So I want to tell you guys a quick story about when I smoked reefer, right? I wanted to stop for years and I just couldn't find a strong enough reason to stop. And I asked myself, like, why do you want to stop? And that's when I discovered I didn't really have a good reason on why I wanted to stop. I just knew I wanted to. So at this time, I had a son, he was 2, and I had a newborn daughter. And there was this one time where I had enough money to buy a bag of bud or some diapers. I'm not proud to say, but I bought the bag of bud only because I knew that I would be able to get the money for the diapers from, my mom or somebody else. And after I bought the bud and, got the money from my mom for the diapers, I thought about that moment right there. And I'm like, man, although you were able to still get the diapers, you stole, you took money from your family for this habit. I'm like, that's a no. We can't have that, right? So I started getting the why right then and there, And then I just looked at all the things that God spared me from in my life when I would go to these shady places to buy bud, I'd go to back doors, go down the alley, go to the third house on the right, go to the back door and knock 6 times, weird, just stuff you shouldn't be doing, right? I was doing all of that, I was just going weird places. I don't know the people, these drugs could be laced, whatever the case may be. So, I just started thinking about all that stuff. I'm like, man, you've been spared. How long will you be spared? Will you go to one of these houses one day and get robbed? Will you go and get some laced reefer? Like, there's a bunch of things that can happen, right? So that's another reason I wanted to stop. And the third reason was when I would tell people around me, like, hey, I'm going to stop smoking, they would laugh at me. Whatever, you're not going to stop. And that right there just started burning me up on the inside. I'm like, you know what? Okay. I think this why is strong enough now. People were laughing at me, my safety. I bought drugs instead of, taking care of my kids, all those different types of things. I'm like, okay, that's it. So I decided I was going to stop. And I had done it for so many years in a row that I didn't just stop overnight. It took me a year, but I'm here today. I haven't smoked in about 10 years. I could be around it. It doesn't bother me. I could be around it. It doesn't bother me, any of that stuff. So it's important for you to take, for me, what I do is now when I have an issue or there's something I want to do, I go back to that moment and, I get power from that, knowing that, hey, that's something that a lot of people want to stop, but they just don't have the willpower. They don't have that strong enough why. So I encourage you to find your why. If there's something that you want to do, don't want to do, get a why that's strong enough. Even if you have to make one up, get one. Use that as your motivation. In those times where it's rough, it's hard, prayer, and using that situation, that why, to be able to accomplish your goals. All right, that's it, guys. Have a good one.